I'll just go through some of my gear from my section hike that I had just completed, because I'm unpacking everything and why not? So I'll just go with the worn stuff first. Those are just swimming trunks, and I'm changing them out. You can see they're still wet. Um, they just don't dry out as fast. So like at the end of the day when I'm at camp, my shirt dries out very fast. That's the Columbia, whatever it is, the one that every hiker wears. That will dry out very quick, and then those would still be wet. They still dry out, but I think it might have been the last night. They just didn't dry out. I mean, they were still kind of damp when I was sleeping. So I'm getting different shorts. Um, of course, the Dirty Girl Gators and Gingy socks that are all crusty, and Hoka Speed Goat 2. Those did as best that they could have done in the rocks. I don't think there's really any shoe that's just gonna be awesome on that type of terrain. So these are the Lecky cork lights. I'll never switch to another trekking pole again, especially after I snapped a carbon fiber one. This hat is awesome. It's a Sims hat. I will probably only ever wear Sims hats to hike in from here on out. Um, it has a nice sweatband type of thing in there. It's a real comfortable hat. But the thing for me is, like any mesh hat that I've ever had, any hat that I've ever worn hiking does not dry out. I would hang it up at night. Next day it would still be soaking wet. That guy dries out very good. So yeah, I don't know if I just got lucky with that specific one, but it's just cool because there's a truck camper on it, and that's also dropping hints that that's what I want to get. So anyway, but yeah, that's a rad hat, and I did get 2 compliments on it as well. Um, and then just I would just consider that worn weight. I mean, whatever. It's a light load towel. Um, Neck knife, mace, like a little pen looking mace thing. I just keep that inside my phone pouch. And some $15 sunglasses from, I think I got those from Field and Stream. And actually, I was having problems on where to put those. And so basically I just have this beaner, the little mini carabiner, and I just clip them on right there in my pack. So that actually works out pretty good. I just weighed everything too. My base weight was a little bit more than what I was thinking originally. Um, it is the backpack and the cook kit was 9 pounds 0.21. Without the cook kit, it was like 8.8 or whatever. So yeah, but I mean that's still light, and so I'll just unload it here, and I'll actually also show you a couple things that I'm definitely going to change. So cook kit, just have my lid there. This is the Soto Windmaster. I'm still sticking by the stove till the end. It's awesome, and it's so quiet. It's basically almost as quiet as an alcohol stove. So, I mean, it's just like like the last day I was camping around the shelter, and in the morning when I woke up and there was other people camping around and some people that came in late, number one, I didn't have to get up to go over to the picnic table to do my coffee, and I could just do it right from my hammock. And I do know that my BRS stove sounds like a freaking space rocket, and it's very loud. And so just in all my attempts to not be a dick around people, I like to try to be quiet as I can, so I could just do my coffee right from my hammock. And it's very quiet. I love this thing. And then you have to attach this separately. One thing that I do have to add to this is I do need to just get like a little Ziploc bag, because when you get a little bit of moisture in there, if you're in a rush and you don't get it all wiped out, You can get like a little bit of rust on there, but so it's just a matter of just having like a little mini Ziploc bag or something to put that in. This is what I clean my pot with. That's the Metal Scrubby. This does not hold any bacteria at all, so I don't use any kind of sponge, nothing. So you can scrub out your pot, and then when you're done, you can just like put it in your hand, squirt water in it, and just kind of shake it out and try to get all the gunk out, that kind of thing. And this is an empty bottle of fuel. So just got the fuel can, and then just a quarter of a bandana. And then this is the Snow Peaks Trekker 750. So yeah, that is a good pot. And in a couple minutes here, I'll show you the new setup that I'm going to be playing with as well too. But yeah, this one works really good. You know, when you're pumping, trying to get like some bigger miles in a trip, and you just kind of want to have that you know, stow and go cook kit. Just a standard buff. That was I got that from like Amazon. It was like you could get like 6 of them in a pack. Works fine. I've had it, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. I don't know. This guy here, I put my trowel in this piece of Tyvek, and the Tyvek is basically just like my front porch, you know, sit things on. So so it just gets rolled in that, so that I'm not cutting, you know, like any edges of the backpack. This Vargo titanium dig tool, whatever, is awesome. It's way better than that, whatever that other one is that everybody and their mother has. This is the one, and this can also double back as an actual real stake if you need one for some reason, which is always good for hammocking. So got that. Just toilet paper kit. I have toilet paper, and then I have a separate Ziploc bag where I keep my dried out wipes and the hand sanitizer. So we got that. And then this right here is my bag with my stakes for my hammock and my straps. So I just try to keep all those, you know, in one spot. And yeah, so that's that right there. Right here's my umbrella. I'm probably always just going to keep that in my pack. Just the best for, you know, I mean, okay, so this last trip it did not rain one drop. But had I not brought that along, it probably would have poured on me. And that's just how my luck works. These are my Smart Water bottles. This one, I just did the 1 liter. And what I do is I get the 2 of the 16-ounce ones, because that fits perfectly in my chest pouch. And so once I drink one down and I need my next one, I can just drop my pack, switch, and then, you know, you're ready to go. I find that's the quickest way to do it for me. I don't like having my water like where I have to try to reach around the back, because I have shoulder problems. So that's my Smart Water setup. And then right here, tell you right now, I don't know if I love this. This is the Sawyer Mini. Yeah, okay. It's decent. It's better than that mini one. Or I'm sorry, this is the micro. And yeah, I mean, the flow rate, it just seemed on and off. Sometimes it seemed fast. There's a couple times where I had to really push to get some water out. Yeah, okay, I might go back to the regular, just a standard old Sawyer squeeze. And then just like my Knock Vecto bag, I actually keep this in the Snow Peaks mesh bag that I got my pot in. And then I just have in the bag an extra cap and a washer and an extra Smart Water thingy. Granite Gear Verga 26 backpack. I did cut, you know, like the loops off, and I shortened some of the straps and whatnot, the little mini straps. But yeah, it's really nice. I like I got my phone pouch on the one. That's the Gossamer Gear. And then that's my Z-Packs water pouch. I've already talked about how I like these not having the hip belt because you have more mobility with just the webbing straps. It's the way to go in my opinion. The only thing, the only probably negative thing that I would say about this backpack at this point is these guys, the little mesh pouches, they actually kind of ride like almost like, well, I'm a bigger dude, so, but these kind of ride almost on top of my shoulders. So it's kind of weird putting things in there. You can still fit stuff in there, and I have a little bit here and there, but I just don't use them as much. They could also probably, I know it's a day pack, but I wouldn't be mad if they actually made that strap, that full padded strap, an inch or two longer. Um, but yeah, other than that, it's a really nice pack. This is just my standard catch-all bag med kit and electronics. This is my cool purple Granite Gear wallet, and this is still full of like the cash and medical cards, license, that kind of thing when I weighed it. So this is basically true. In my base weight, I factored in true wallet weight, so whatever. This bag here is just my electronics. I have a plug, an extra cord. I have the Petzl, like whatever the lightest headlamp is, and that's the Anker battery charger. That's the 13,400 milliamp. I didn't even use half the power of that thing in 4 days. Separate baggie with Body Glide, little lighter, green goo. That's for like if you get really bad chafing. This is kind of like your all-purpose. It's basically like a Vaseline, cuts, rashes, all that kind of thing. This stuff is really good, so I always keep that in there. Aleve, Motrin. I mainly use the Aleve, and those guys are the anti-diarrhea tablets. I always carry these now, no matter where I'm hiking. That's just 4 tablets for water purification, just in case. You just never know, especially in summer hiking, if stuff is dried out and you just end up having to get out of like a puddle of water, or like a kind of like a dirty puddle at a spring or something like that. So yeah, so I always keep a couple of those. KT tape, like a little deep thingy. That's my toothbrush, and just like a quarter of a toothpaste. And then this here is just the other random stuff. Little, a rescue type of mirror, SOS mirror. And I just have some Cuben fiber repair tape, chapstick, needle, thread, Q-tips. The chapstick and the Q-tips will help you start a fire if you need to. And I think I mentioned these are just like some little like quilt and hammock type of little hooks and accessories. And also I have a set of tweezers in there from my Gerber dime knife. So that's that, and just the bags to go that I put everything in. Okay, and real quick, we have the asymmetrical Cuben fiber tarp, very light, like 3 ounces. I'd say I'm about 95% on this one. I'm 110 on my other tarp. But I'm just going to continue to use it probably a little bit more this summer, and just just have some fun with it. But it's very light, compact, easy to set up. So yeah, it's a cool little tarp. Probably not recommended for a beginner though. So you just want to get like a regular 11 or 12 foot hex tarp. So, but yeah, for what I was trying to do and just be able to get some bigger miles in, this I can tell you helped out a little bit. Half-wit hammock, packs down real small. Really love this guy. And I actually had purchased this separately. I already had this Cuben fiber. They come with the stuff sack, but it's like a, like the Sil nylon or whatever. And, these are a couple grams lighter, so whatever. And also I like the Cuben fiber one, just in case if you have to lash just to the outside of your pack. So that's the main reason why I got this guy. Food bag, Z-Packs, Got my name on there. I'll open that up in a second. This is my back pad on my backpack, my frame support. That's just the 1/8 inch Gossamer gear. It's folded up right now, and I had cut it down a little bit from original, so it's about a 3/4 length. Good sit pad, and also use it. You have to, if it's cold, you have to use it under your feet if you have a shorter underquilt. Okay, and just opening up the food bag, I just have all the weight of like my Ziploc bags that I'd normally carry, plus the kind of like that smelly proof bag, and that's just basically becomes my food bag liner. That's the Z-Packs slick line bear bag kit. Yeah, it works good. I like the slick line, and it also has the Dutch bear bag toggle, which is way easier in my opinion than using a stick. So yeah, I really like that. This is just whatever spoon I got. This is a Tokes. You know, I wish that they would polish it like up further. You know, maybe a spoon company out there could take a freaking recommendation for once. I mean, it's nice that they make that polish, but you just get gunk stuck on your spoon, you know, like 2 inches up, and then you're trying to like get it off, but it's stuck on there. So yeah, I mean, that's great. You know, make the handle part, you know, so that you can grip it, and you know, it's good. But I mean, past that, down to the bottom, shit, that could all be smooth, and then it would just be easier to clean your spoon. So yeah, that's just random crap that I think about when I'm hiking. And then I just pulled out, that's my backpack liner. I got that probably from Gossamer Gear. They sell like it's like a 2 or 3 pack of the pack liners. So yeah, whenever I order some trinkets from them, I usually just get a packet of them so that I have them. And just in the top here, this is my Enlightened Equipment 40-degree underquilt for my hammock. That's the short, good for summer. And then this here is my top quilt. This is basically like a 30, 35 or 40 degree Aegis Max. It's the cheapo wind hard. And then the rest of the stuff in here. This here is my raincoat, the Outdoor Research Helium 2. And actually, that's going to be one of the things that I'm just not going to hike with in the summer anymore. That's a waste of 5 ounces, in my opinion. If I take my Columbia long sleeve shirt and then just this extra t-shirt that I always carry, this is just like a synthetic shirt from Amazon, like a $5 or $6 shirt. If I just have that extra t-shirt, and if it's cool in the morning, you know, like in the middle of summer, I'll just throw on 2 shirts or roll my sleeves down. This is basically like in the summertime a waste of 5 ounces, because if it rains, I'll just use my umbrella, and that's pretty much it. Because this thing heats you up so much that I don't even really like that raincoat. I'm probably gonna sell it. So, or, you know, whatever. I probably won't, because nobody want to buy it after I just said that it sucks. I carry an extra pair of socks. I didn't even use those. But I'm just always going to carry an extra pair anyway. I did not bring my new pillow. I just stuck with the same old Trekology pillow. It's easy to blow up. The one with the straw that I got, I don't think I like it. But it was only $2, so it'll be a good backup. So whatever, if this thing gets a hole in it, and you know, I'm headed out for my next trip and I didn't get a new one, a replacement, I can take my cheap $2 blow up pillow and go from there. Yeah, I've never been happy with a raincoat yet. I like the Outdoor Research and how it fits. You know, I mean, and it feels nice on you. It's not like when you first put it on, like just the way the fabric, the interior of it is like you don't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel weird on your like on your skin. Sometimes you get like a cheap raincoat, or even like the Frog Talks, to me they just kind of feel weird. But yeah, it's so hot. There's no pit zips on it. I had thought about taking that thing to like a seamstress or whatever and installing pit zips, but I don't even think that would work. Um, the one thing that I've been excited about in the world of raincoats is Dutch Wear Gear has a new fabric called Helium, and basically, and he has a video. I'll probably, I don't know if I'll link the description or whatever, but he's going to be apparently making raincoats, and I'm just like waiting because it's kind of like this vapor release fabric, and so it's like literally waterproof, like water will not get in, but it's like the steam from it like completely wicks it out, and so you will not you won't like overheat in your raincoat, and it's so weird and crazy. I want one so bad. I think now that I have two complete, basically like Dutch hammocks and all the other crap I bought, I think that I should qualify for, like, maybe I could test one out for those guys. But that's like the one piece of gear that I've really been waiting for, and I just I I hope they come out with that pretty soon. So anyway, that's my rant about raincoats. But yeah, for the rest of the summer, I'm just gonna leave it at home. I mean, I feel, um, with the way the weather's been, yeah, I'm not taking it. Yeah, and then real quick, the gear that I wish I would have brought. Um, this is my existing cook kit, and this is like a new one that I got that I've been playing with. But before I get into that, I wish that I would have brought my Gerber dime. I took out the tweezers to take with that with my kit. However, this thing's like whatever, I don't know, 2 ounces. But my trekking pole, it kept slipping like at the lock. My lock on my trekking pole was a little bit loose, but it was kind of like, maybe it's like it wasn't lubed and it was kind of stuck into place. So I couldn't turn the little handle with my fingers. It was tight. And if I would have had this guy, I would have been able to wrench that tighter, and I could have locked in my trekking pole better. So, I had this trip I had been kind of playing around with some things that I don't need and felt that I didn't have to take. And this was one of them. This was the first trip that I went on, and I didn't take this, and I actually regretted it. So yeah, I actually like this guy. I don't really need the knife blade on it, but this thing, sometimes you get a knot in something, your shoelaces, when you're, you have your hammock tarp, and these things, to be able to grip on that kind of stuff, or fix a trekking pole, or lift up a pot, whatever. Yeah, so I'm definitely just putting this back in my kit. Yeah, and so this is a cook kit that I just got that I've been playing with, and I really like this one. This is just like the all-purpose kind of, do-it-all cook kit. And so with that, I've tried just about every single way that you can deal with cooking and eating on trail. I've done the stoveless thing and tried a little bit of cold soaking. I don't like either of that. I can go stoveless, but I don't like cold soaking food. I mean, if I am going to carry a food that needs soaked, chances are it's something that is meant to be hot, and it just, to me, it's better that way. Plus, I don't go without coffee. I can do it cold. I can mix up a packet and shake it up in cold water and drink it. I mean, that's fine too. Maybe during the day or sometimes in the morning. It just depends. Like if I have like a hot oatmeal, sometimes I'll do a hot oatmeal and a cold coffee, and I'm fine with that. That cuts down on like actual cooking time and fuel consumption. So, but anyway, I got this. This is the iMusa pot, aka the Hillbilly Pot. It's brand new, so I made a new cozy thing for it, but got this lid that fits on there. Nice. In here I have my alcohol stove kit, just because that's where I put it for now. Anyway, so it has the lid, and then I have another small 450 milliliter that I got from Dutchware Gear. That's the titanium. Now inside of this is that's a Fancy Feast stove for alcohol, and that's the actual pouch that goes around this. Okay, and then I have, of course, the big pot here, and I'll just take that out of the, dang it, hold on a second. Okay, there we go. So I took that out. That's a piece of aluminum that you'd sit your stove on as a vapor barrier. This is just a windscreen that I made out of an Arizona tea can and punched some holes in it. I could probably make something a little better though, but you know, it's ghetto fab. Oh, it's Arizona tea and Pennsylvania Dutch birch beer. And then you can just sit your pot right on the stove, plus a rubber band. So this is like a 1.25 quart or whatever. Yeah, the Amusa, one and a quarter quart. So this is like, that's like basically like a 950 milliliter pot or whatever it is. This thing is huge, and it's aluminum, and I bent the handle back because I bent it in at the bottom just so that it fits better in a pack. This guy will fit like basically anything in there. And okay, so just for reference, when I was, eating my meals this weekend, the packet gourmet, if you have to eat that out of the packet, that would fit in here easily. Okay, but then I had a Mountain House meal, which was a lot, and I mean it would be to the brim in this. And actually, I'll just say this is like, I prefer to eat out of the pot. When you're screwing around, like when I was eating my packet gourmet meal up on the Pinnacle, I was actually sitting on the rocks and eating. You're kind of fumbling around with this bag. You're trying to make it so it's not going to like tip over or, like be all flimsy. I like eating out of the pot. I love eating out of this pot. I use this as dual purpose, eating and then coffee. That's how I've always done it. But if you got to do a ramen bomb in this guy and add all kinds of extra, maybe like cheese, pepperoni, like this, that, the other, I mean, you're trying to stir it. You're filled to the brim. It's kind of annoying. This guy, I mean, that thing fits inside of there with the cozy on and some room. I mean, this is big. And so yeah, I'm gonna start trying this out just because, it's gonna weigh a little bit more, but honestly, I just kind of have evolved my cooking experience into, I do want it to be a little bit more of a luxury. I don't mind having a separate little cup, for coffee. So I don't mind this. It's a little big and I'll carry it. You make it fit in your pack. So yeah, this is something that I actually wish that I would have brought it on this specific trip, just to actually try it in the field. I've been playing around with this at home, I like I said, I had just got this guy, so, but I can't wait to use it more. So yeah, so that's my new cook kit, and I don't necessarily have to use the alcohol stove with it. I love my Soto stove. I can't say enough good things about this stove. So I would take that cook kit. I would take both pots and I'd probably be in heaven. So yeah, so in my upcoming trips the rest of this year, I'm probably going to be incorporating more of this one in, just because it's a pretty cool pot. Yeah, and so last thing I just did was I took out my raincoat, um, switched my cook pot, my cook kit, added back in my Gerber knife. Um, Basically, did a base weight check on the way I would have liked to take my kit now, and at first I was 9 pounds point two something, and the new way I'm 9 pounds point four. So it's not, it's just kind of like trading a couple things. And um, yeah, I don't really take anything extra when I go. And I think over the course of time, the one thing that I had figured out for myself is that um, just the one luxury for me is the food. And yeah, so and I like the backpacker meals. They're good at the end of the day. Um, so yeah, and I do like making the big ramen bombs and adding meat in them and stuff like that as well. Um, so yeah, it's not much of a change in my weight of my pack if I would have done it the other way. And so yeah, probably next time around I'll give that a shot and see how I like it. So cheers.